Hey, all the DLC packs are finally here for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and you know what that means? Let's rank them from worst to best. And the good thing is, we're finally not blind anymore. We can actually deploy the garrison. I'm sorry, that was my best Director Krennic impression. Anyway, moving on, let's cue the music. So, hello there guys, I'm RuggedEagle and I do tons of LEGO game videos on my channel, so if you do like what you see, please feel free to subscribe. It's up to you though, but I do highly recommend. And a like would be greatly appreciated, only if you do go to enjoy though. Anyway, let's get into the rules and regulations. So, to put it simply, we're going to be ranking the DLC packs and how fun they are to use and just what it offers the player in terms of unique characters and how well developed certain characters are within the certain DLC packs. So in total there are 7 DLC packs alongside the classic Obi-Wan separate pre-order bonus, and we're not putting that on because it's just Obi-Wan on his own. It's a little bit unfair. Right then, now that you know the rules and so do I, it's time to get into it. Coming in at number 7 is the Trooper Pack. Now the Trooper Pack is exactly what it says on the tin. They don't really offer too much in terms of variety, but I do have to say there's some really cool character models for certain troopers, such as the Min Band Trooper. Look at him. And then there's the main eyesore within this pack, and that is the Death Trooper, and I really do go to appreciate how they actually gave the Death Trooper a different sound effect for his blaster. Here, have a listen. And actually, thinking about it, why couldn't they have done that for Jango's blasters? They sound nothing like they're meant to do. This is outrageous. It's unfair. Anyway, moving back onto the Trooper Pack, we have the Incinerator Trooper. He basically has a flamethrower, that's enough said. But no, I'm joking about that one. I do really think this trooper is a blaster player, but I don't understand his special move where he jumps up in the air and sprays fire beneath him. It don't make sense, mate. You're going to fall into the fire. Now, I do feel like this Trooper Pack could have been part of the base game and then we could have got a Clone Wars DLC, but hey, we got what we got, and it's a nice little pack if you like your troopers. Anyway, moving on to number 6. Right, never tell me the odds. Coming in at number 6 is Solo: A Star Wars Story. So this DLC pack is fine in all essence, because yes, you do get all the main characters from Solo: A Star Wars Story. It's just all of the characters are very, very similar, because they're all scoundrels pretty much. The only exception is Enfys Nest. Is that how you say the name? I think it is. Now, to say this DLC pack consists of 6 characters, my favourite out of all the 5 scoundrel characters has to be young Lando, because I love the character model and I like how Donald Glover portrayed it. Now, the only 2 scoundrels who really differentiate themselves is young Chewbacca, but he's exactly the same as normal Chewbacca. He just looks a bit more stupid. Now, in all fairness, I think it would have been a better option to go with the appearance of Chewbacca from the Vandor heist with his goggles on. But instead we got this. Yeah. And going back to what I mentioned earlier, the other unique scoundrel is Tobias Beckett, because he's one of the only few scoundrels in this game who does dual wield, so it's just amazing to slide around dual wielding. Now, for me, I don't really see a point in Chewbacca Young. They could have simply replaced Chewbacca Young with Dryden Voss, which would have been a hell of a lot better and added a little bit more variety into this DLC pack. So all around the ball, the DLC pack is fine, and if you like your scoundrels, well, this is the DLC for you, mate. Anyway, moving on to number 5. Right, now it's time to deploy the garrison. At number 5 is Rogue One. Now, funnily enough, Rogue One is the biggest DLC pack in this game, coming in with a whopping 7 characters. Now, to say there's 7 characters, I would have to argue there are 2 standout characters who are the most unique in this DLC pack, and that has to go to K2SO and Chirrut. And I am super impressed with the character of K2SO. He's got a really unique character model, he's got some awesome idle animations, and just how fluent he feels when shooting his blaster really is impressive. And I think the DLC alone is worth it just for K2SO. They really nailed this character, and I'm so glad he just doesn't feel like your generic protocol droid. And Chirrut surprisingly does feel quite unique. I love his big giant stick and you can sweep under their feet and knock them over. And he's got a very powerful weapon, a very similar weapon to Chewie's Bowcaster in terms of damage output. But the main disappointing thing about this DLC pack is Baze Malbus's weapon. Like, what is going on here? He's got this massive proton pack powering up his weapon, and it don't fire any different to a regular blaster. Mate, there's no point carrying your big backpack, you might as well pick up a regular blaster. And then obviously not to forget you've got your other members of Rogue One, such as Jyn Erso, Cassian Andor, Body Rook. Now granted, all of these characters do fall under the hero class, so they all share very similar traits to most hero characters. I do like how they gave certain characters such as Cassian Andor their own idle animations, where he like crosses his arms. It's a nice little feature. And then to finish off with, we have Director Krennic, and I love doing the duplication glitch to deploy the garrison. Right, now that we've deployed the garrison, it's time to deploy number 4. Actually, that don't make sense. Anyway, number 4, which is the Bad Batch. So the Bad Batch DLC pack literally consists of all the members of the Bad Batch except from Omega. And yes, it is actually based off the TV show of the Bad Batch because Crosshair is in the villain class. Now for me personally, the Bad Batch DLC pack and the Rogue One DLC pack could have gone any way wrong really. Now for me, the most disappointing character in the Bad Batch DLC pack is Echo. He doesn't feel special at all, and literally you've got Hunter, who is a lot better because he has more special attacks, and it just makes Echo feel worthless. And I'm sorry about that one, Echo, you are loved. And I do go to find Hunter very enjoyable to use, especially with his special attack move when you just keep spamming that knife in everyone. It is pretty fun. Now, a lot of people are very disappointed with the character of Wrecker in the Bad Batch DLC pack, and I do understand where most of you are coming from because he doesn't really feel like Wrecker, but in some sort of a way he does because they have sped up the way his blaster shoots, so you do fire at a quicker fire rate compared to other characters. And trust me, that extra fire rate really does come in handy, and Wrecker does demolish through people, so he does have that feeling of Wrecker. I just wish they gave him a bit more special abilities for the character. And then finally, to wrap things up for the Bad Batch DLC pack, we have Tech, who has an amazing character model and he does dual wield, and then Crosshair. And the thing that really tops off this pack for me is using the duplication glitch where you have the entire Bad Batch on screen. It's really nice to see them all there in Camino, and I just wish they would have gave them voice lines to hear the interactions between the entire crew. Anyway, it's now time to move into the top 3 DLC packs, and coming in at number 3 is the classic characters. Now, I am aware that the classic characters pack is literally just variations of the characters that we already have in the game, but the main reason why it is this high for me, come on, you gotta agree, it's an amazing concept. Now, I am going to admit, nostalgia is affecting me a little bit because I absolutely love the classic Vader Lego minifigure. Oh, it's so good, look at him. The amount of classic Lego Vader minifigures I had when I was younger, let me know if you ever had one. Yeah, I'm sure you all had one. And then TT Games have the audacity to hit us in the gut with a little bit more nostalgia, and they give us the classic blasters, pairing this with Pew 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 mode. Oh, that is the dream. I mean, say what you want about this DLC pack, but I really love how it just pays homage to what we all grew up with, the classic LEGO Star Wars games, the classic LEGO Star Wars sets, and it really does feel special to me, and I'm sure a lot of you share the exact same experience, and that's why it has to come in at number 3. Yes, it probably is a little bit of nostalgia, but hey, come on. Right, it is now time to move into the final 2, and I'm sure you all know what these 2 are, but coming in at number 2 is Mandalorian Season 1. Now, this DLC pack does have a little bit of essence of pay to win, not in a bad way, because when you first start out the game, this DLC pack really does open up many routes you can take. You get a bounty hunter character, you get a scavenger character very early on, which is the only scavenger DLC character, and that's Quill. I have spoken. Right, now to say it is second place on this ranking, there is one thing that really does anger me, and that's Cara Dune's weapon. To say the size of that weapon, the fire rate is shocking. I thought it would have been very similar to the Stormtrooper's minigun. It was very disappointing when I first fired it. But I mean, in a way, it's only Cara Dune. The main eyesore in this DLC pack is the name of it. The Mandalorian. I mean, this is the way. The Mandalorian with his companion character of Grogu are absolutely done to perfection. If we just would have had voice lines, he might have been one of the greatest characters in the game. And not to forget, it does allow us to do the duplication glitch, so it has to be this high on the list. And just taking over the Mandalorian Season 1 DLC pack at number 1, is Mandalorian Season 2. Now, when this DLC was announced, we all knew this were going to be the best DLC. There is no denying it. Yes, there is 5 characters in the DLC pack, 2 are a little bit disappointing, but 3 of them are phenomenal. So let's begin with the 2 underwhelming characters, and that is Boba Fett and Fennec Shand, and they just feel a little bit bland. So Boba Fett, get back in the sand. Yeah, I'm sorry about that one, but you can ride a bantha so you get the true experience of, the Boba Fett show. But in all essence, the characters are fine. They are nice costumes, they're not done terribly. And now we have the other 3 phenomenal characters, and let's just start off with Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan has a unique sound effect for her blasters, which I really appreciate. Yes, she has a very similar moveset to Jango Fett, but she's a lot better than Jango Fett because her blasters actually sound like they're meant to. Fix Jango's blasters. And now, ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. We have Moff Gideon with the Darksaber. I mean, this just wins it, doesn't it? Sorry, that was very northern. This just wins it, doesn't it? There you go. And guess what? They even gave Moff Gideon his own sound effect for his blaster and his own slam attack with the Darksaber, and the Darksaber just looks wicked. I wish we got a character customizer to give this Darth Maul. That would have been epic. And then to finish off, we have one of the most hyped up characters for this game, and guess what? It didn't disappoint, and that is Ahsoka. I mean, in all honesty, I don't think I need to explain why Ahsoka's so good. She's the only Jedi in this game who does dual-wield lightsabers, she's got her own unique fighting style, and you can really see how the developers definitely spent a lot of time developing this character. And Ahsoka is definitely the best DLC character in this game, with Moff Gideon second with the Darksaber. But anyway, that has been my ranking for all of the DLC characters. And just before you skedaddle skedoodle, if you did go to enjoy, please feel free to subscribe and go to drop a like. That will really mean a lot to me and definitely help out the video. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic week. If you want to check out any of my other LEGO game videos, there'll be a playlist here. Anyway, I'll see you all in a bit. Adios.